If I wanted to become a nurse in the US, I wouldn't just leave anything to chance. There are specific steps I will be taking and decisions I will be making right now that would make sure that I get to that destination. I'm not going to gatekeep any information in this video. I'm going to be telling you guys those secrets that other people are doing and are not telling you about, so that you can learn and also jump on the train. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For those seeing my face for the first time, my name is Scholastica. I'm a Nigerian trained nurse, currently living and working as a nurse in the UK. I'm also registered as a nurse in the US, and I plan to move to the US very soon. So have you guys ever come across this scenario where you're just randomly scrolling on your phone, maybe on Twitter, on Instagram, or on Facebook, and then you see somebody you know? This is somebody that you've worked with before. Let's not even go too far. Maybe this is somebody that you actually spoke to last week, and then now you are seeing online that this person is already in the US practicing as a nurse. What is that feeling that hits you? What exactly are you missing out on? What is it that other people are doing that you think you should be doing right now to get to that destination, but you feel like, oh, everybody has moved past this stage and I'm the only one still here? Have you ever had that feeling? If you've had that feeling, you're not alone. We have all had it. So anyway, in this video, we're going to be talking about those secrets, because I feel like there are some people that when they want to do something big, they keep it a secret, and then they only expose it when they have gotten what they want. So there are some things that I'm actually going to be talking about in this video. So if I was in your shoes and I'm planning to move to the US anytime soon, maybe in 2025 or 2026, these are some things that I would start doing right now. Now, number one thing is to choose a good specialty to work in. I feel like this is like where a lot of people get it wrong. And those people that are planning to move to US anytime soon already know that, look, this is where I want to work in, because this is where either I'm going to make a lot of money, or this is the specialty that is going to push me forward with my career goals. Now, if you are planning to move to the US because of the money, like you want a goal, that is your main motivation, you should actually look at the specialties that is going to give you that high salary. So specialties like pediatrics, oncology, A&E, orthopedics, nurses that work in these specialties, they actually earn a lot of money. So if you are very observant, you might see that somebody that you've been working with in the medical world suddenly decides to just drop and say, you know what, I want to be an A&E nurse, or I want to be an oncology nurse. Something is cooking. Something is up with that person. That person is planning to jackpot very soon. So I'm letting you guys know so you will not be the one left behind. If you are planning to move to the US for the pay, choose a good specialty from day one. Even though you are already working in the hospital now in like a specialty that is not highly paid in the US, you can still change your words now. You can move your specialty right now. So I'm just going to type how much a pediatric nurse makes. From here, I'm seeing that pediatric nurses, they make up to like $90,000 to $120,000 per year. Emergency room nurse makes about $70,000 to $100,000 per year. Oncology nurse earns about $80,000 to $110,000, and an orthopedic nurse makes about $80,000 to $100,000 per year. That's a lot of money, guys. And if you are someone that is planning to move to the US for career goals, there are some specialties that you should actually start working in right now. For example, ICU. If you want to be a CRNA, that is Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetic, those are the people that are at the top of the nursing career ladder. So if you want to get to that top, start working in ICU, because before you can actually be a CRNA in US, you need ICU experience. That is why you see a lot of people that are planning to move to the US right now. They're either looking for A&E jobs or they're looking for ICU jobs. So you know something is cooking. So anyway, the second step you should be taking right now is to get more trainings and certifications. Now, getting a job in the US is actually very competitive. Like, there are lots of people from different countries that are highly skilled, highly qualified, that are applying for this same job that you're applying for. So the way to stand out is to get more training, get more certifications. Now, there are some short courses that you can do that would get you certificates that will help you get those jobs that are in high demand. For example, critical care courses in the UK takes about less than 6 months, I think, let me just say 6 months. So if you are thinking of working in the ICU, it would benefit you to get a critical care certificate to go with it. That way, you can even negotiate your pay to be higher than a normal entry-level ICU nurse. Another training you can do is the ACLS, that is Advanced Cardiovascular Life Support Certification. You can get that. You can also get your BLS, that is the Basic Life Support. Now, there are other trainings that you can actually do, like infection control, patient safety. You can also do those trainings by the side to add to your CV and then boost your chances of getting a better job with higher pay. Another step you should be taking is to learn more practical skills and learn a lot of medical terminologies, guys. You don't want to go to the US and then be a novice or JJC that doesn't even understand what they are talking about. So go to the word volunteer. I know that there are times that you want a particular experience in maybe the ICU or something, but you don't really have a job in that area. You can volunteer to be an ICU nurse, but of course you need to make sure that you have the right training so that when you go and make your case to the ward manager will be more willing to allow you volunteer or work under somebody in the ICU. Another places that you can actually volunteer in is those societies or those associations like Red Cross, all those places that give like emergency care. So you can tell them that, look, you're a nurse, but you want to like volunteer your services to patients so that you can gain more hands-on experience, stuff like that, and they will be willing to take you on. Now, apart from that, you should also boost up your medical terminologies vocabulary. Me personally, I watch a lot of medical dramas because I feel like doing that, I'm learning, and also the entertainment part does not make it look as if you are actually learning. But by the time you watch those dramas and then you go to the word and then you hear something, you can easily remember that, oh wait, I've heard that before. It was in that movie. So in a way, you kind of like know what this is all about, even though you are not really carrying your textbook to like read, oh, this is what this is called, this is the signs and symptoms. Just watching those dramas, reading those medical novels, you already like have an idea of what it's all about. So that is one thing I'm going to suggest, guys. Get enough practical skills and learn more medical terminologies. Now, moving forward, if you plan to move to the US anytime soon, another thing you should be doing is saving money. Moving to the US does not come cheap, guys. You have to pay for your CES report, you have to pay for NCLEX, you have to book flights. If you're in Nigeria, they don't take NCLEX in Nigeria, so you have to actually go to another country to do that, and those things cost money. Now, there are different agencies that will actually be willing to take up that cost for you, but it comes at a price. When you go with an agency that sponsors you for NCLEX, they paid for your IELTS, they pay for everything. Of course, you know that when you start receiving money in US, you are going to be paying back some of those things, so your salary is actually going to be cut short. So instead, I would really advise you, if you are financially buoyant, or you don't even have to be financially buoyant, as long as you have a job right now and you are working and they're paying you salary, save some amount of money every month towards your US dream. Because guys, right now, to register for CES, that is the Credentials Evaluation Service Professional Report, it costs around $485. And if you are going to be registering for NCLEX, NCLEX costs $200, and then you have to pay another $150 for the international fee. So that is like $350 just to schedule your NCLEX alone. Apart from that, you also have to pay for your training materials, right? UWord, Kaplan, those apps that you are going to be practicing with, they don't come cheap as well. You also have to pay for that. And where are you going to get the money? So you have to save some money from day one, so that at the end of the day, you have the option of going with a direct hire agency or with the staffing agency. But when you go with a direct hire agency, you are going to be earning the same salary as a US trained nurse. But I'm not saying that it's bad to actually go with a staffing agency. If you feel like you can't actually come up with that amount of money, then by all means, register with a staffing agency that is going to pay for all the expenses. The choice is yours. Now, moving forward, the next step that you should take, or the next decision you should be making right now, is deciding on the US state that you are going to be working in. Now, there are different factors that you should actually consider when you are making this decision. If you want to go to a place that you make a lot of money, like California, yes, California nurses, they are highly paid, but also the cost of living in California is also very high. Now, this is where research comes in, because even though people say, oh, California is very expensive to live in, there are actually some parts in California that is actually cheap to live in. So you have to start like making those decisions. You have to like research a lot. Now, there are also places like Texas. A lot of people watching this video me included, we are registered in Texas, Texas State. Hi, hi, hi. If you are registered in Texas, say hello, hello, hello. But anyway, I know this video are mostly going to be watched by people that have not actually done NCLEX yet. So anyway, the main reason I actually registered for Texas was because of the low cost of living. But now I'm actually starting to change my mind because Texas does not have 4 seasons. Anyway, another factor you should consider is if you want to live in a place that is culturally diverse, you know, a lot of Black people. There are some states that you can actually look at for that will give you that. And if you are someone that wants to go to a place that is more family oriented, I think this place, Tennessee, yeah, I've heard Tennessee is actually a very good place for families. So anyway, these are some things that you should actually be researching into right now. And then after you have made all this research, you need to decide on the place that you are going to work and live. Now that decision in itself is like very huge because it's a place that you are saying, oh, I want to dedicate the next decade of my life in. Well, of course you can move when you arrive in US. If you move to US and you decide that, look, I don't like this place anymore, you can actually move. But that aside, it's actually better for you to get a place that you like to live in for a long time. So research, make that decision. And when you're making the decision, guys, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but I am going to tell you because I said no gatekeeping. There is something called compact states in US. So compact states means that if you have a license in, for example, Texas is a compact state. It's also one reason why I registered in Texas. So when you have a license from a compact state, you can actually practice as a nurse in other member states as well. So for example, I have a Texas RN license. I can work in another state that also has this compact license agreement in. So actually there are a lot of decisions that you should actually make. So if you're planning to move to the US anytime soon, I'll tell you guys, start making these decisions right now. So I actually have a playlist about how you can become a registered nurse in the US. I talk about your CGFNS registration process, the mistakes to avoid, and all that juicy dish. So if it's something that you're interested in, then make sure you click on the playlist there and take a look at the videos right there. So guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time, stay fabulous. Bye.